All right. Hello, all you beautiful, wonderful, amazing, spectacular tea people. Today we're doing something a little bit special. Now, why are we doing something a little bit special? Well, we're doing something a little bit special for a bunch of different reasons. The biggest reason simply being that the weather has been so cold this spring that I had a big sourcing trip planned out for this weekend, like a big sourcing trip. I was going to go all around Taiwan. I was going to do all sorts of different things, and nobody's picking tea until the end of the month. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm stuck here. So you know what we're going to do today? I have a lot of varied interests. I love tea. I love tea a lot, but I also have varied interests about different types of things. And what we're going to do today is we are going to go and we are going to dive into the AI world, and we are going to use something called AgentGPT, and we're going to talk about it. But it's something I'm going to ask it questions. I played around with this a little bit, and I'm a little bit pissed off. I was a little bit pissed off because obviously I asked what is the very best company for sourcing Taiwanese teas. So I asked it that, right? Typed it in, and ancient orange flashbacks, and so I asked it, and it came up with 5 companies that are pretty good, but they didn't have me. And then you know what I did? I said, "Oh, what's today's date?" And there was the problem, because the date was 2021. There's been like 2 years since that, right? 2 full years. Generally speaking, about 2 full years. And then that was the problem, because I've grown a lot in 2 years, or I guess it's me and my family, but Master Cheese has grown a lot in the last 2 years. But anyways, what I'm going to be doing, I've got it actually live and set up on Facebook and YouTube. So if you want to jump into the Facebook and YouTube, you can follow along. But obviously on Instagram, I'm going to be reading it out as well. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sort of jumping in here. Now you can already see tea is life. Yes, tea is absolutely life. Here we go. Why don't we ask it? There we go. Come on, give me some questions to ask it. Right. So here we go. If you go into the YouTube and the Instagram, you actually see it. Follow along. I'm gonna type in why is tea life, and let's see what happens. Let's see actually what happens here. So we'll see if this works or not. Now, what is the difference between so we'll go in and we'll take a look. What is the difference between an AI and an agent AI, or agent GPT? And the difference between them is an agent actually goes out and does stuff for you. Now that is not very good. Sorry, I dropped my special friend. And in a minute, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it actually goes through. What an agent AI or an agent GPT does is it actually works for you in the sense of it being like a helper, for lack of a better way of describing it. Now, if you go to, say, ChatGPT and all of these various things that are available to people right now, which I suggest you being very careful with, because the guy who runs them, Sam Altman, is having to look up the world coin and his orb. But anyways, the point is, this thing that I've got here, which is agentgpt.reworked.ai, sort of uses it, but you don't have to sign in and you don't have to give them a bunch of information about yourself. And what the GPT does, the agent does, if you can jump in here and you can see on the Facebook and the YouTube, what it does is it starts thinking. It says, research the history and cultural significance of tea to various regions and societies. Number 2, gather data on the health benefits of drinking tea. Number 3, compile personal anecdotes and testimonials of the positive role tea plays in people's lives. Now, what did I do? I asked the agent GPT, I asked him, or I asked it, why is tea life? That's what I asked. And it came up with those 3 tasks. Now, down here, you can see you can actually see sort of in the YouTube here, or sorry, yeah, the YouTube and this, you can actually see it sort of go through all these things. And so what it has said is executing research, the history and cultural significance of tea. It's talking about Japan, India, England. Compile scientific research. Studies suggest that consuming tea can improve heart health, boost brain function, and rich in antioxidants. Here's a conclusion. Ready? Here's a conclusion. Overall, while it may be accurate to say that tea is life, it is evident that drinking tea can have various health benefits. While it may not be accurate that tea is life, it is evident that drinking tea can have various health benefits, making a popular beverage choice worldwide. Well, there we go. So as it keeps going, how one person shared that tea helps them tackle their anxiety. It goes through all these. It says thinking. And so it helps. It goes through all the health benefits of tea, all this different stuff. And then this, what I'm using right now, again, is this Agent GPT.reworked with no E, rework.ai is free. And so it is just this thing that somebody did sort of as a proof of concept. And that's what I'm using because ChatGPT is not a very safe company. But I was playing with it and having a lot of fun with it. Now, I don't know if you guys have played around with the AIs. You talked about the different AIs. And I think this may be sort of a common thing that I'll do in live streams if people enjoy it. But what are some questions that you want to ask the AI? What are some questions you want to ask the AI? Now here we go. Ready? You can see here I've named the AI Bob. What is the best vendor for Taiwanese teas? Please list the top 10. Now I'm going to send this Agent GPT off on what it's doing, right? Now I did this yesterday and it gave me the top 5. Mountain Stream Teas was not in the top 5. But like I said, when I started the live stream, it's because it was 2021. So this thing is the date for this is 2021. And so I've gotten better since, right? I've gotten better since. Now, how it does this, right? And I'm just showing you again, you can go on to YouTube or Facebook and take a look. But this Agent GPT, what it does is it actually makes tasks for itself and does them out. So number 1, it says, task 1, gather data on Taiwanese tea vendors. Task 2, analyze vendor reputation and customer reviews. Task 3, rank vendors based on quality, variety, and pricing. And all I asked him was, what are the best Taiwanese tea vendors? List 10. And the reason I'm doing this, these are obviously some of my, yeah, I'm not in there. Oh. So after extensive research, the top 10 tea vendors are the ones that you can see on your screen right there. Some of them I've never heard of. Some of them I've never heard of. But I'll tell you this. Once these things get better and when they are linked to the internet, I'm in there. I'm so in there, right? When these things get linked to the internet, I am so in there. I am going to be, Mountain Stream Teas is going to be in the top 10. So now you can see they've got different lists as it goes through. And it actually goes through and, like Floating Leaves Tea offers a curated selection of Taiwanese teas with an emphasis on, all of these things and tells you all about all of these different teas. And it did it. And I did nothing other than type it in. Now, why are we doing this? I don't know. If you guys know about AI or have an idea about AI, then throw it into the comments here. Do you have an idea of something that I can ask? Now, when I was playing with these, with this in particular. Again, I'm not giving too much information to the um, and again, we can go into all the different things that people are interested in. I study AI. I actually have a GPT for all downloaded onto my computer, but I haven't started it yet. What was really interesting about going through this and typing in T and talking about these different things with the AI was that the answers that it gave, for somebody like me who was a Taiwanese tea expert, I was absolutely amazed. I was absolutely amazed with the answers that it popped up and how those answers were popped out. Now, when you're looking at AI, like check this one out. What is the best oolong in Taiwan? Right, so I can get this thing in. This is all for free. Throw it in there. It's not linked to anything. It's just open source. What it does do is it uses the API for the sort of the ChatGPT API. So it goes into ChatGPT and it sort of squeezes out some of the ChatGPT AI. And so I just asked it, what is the best what is the best oolong in Taiwan? And what it came up with, took it 10 seconds. Dongding Oolong, Alishan Oolong, Oriental Beauty, Wenshan Baozong, and Lishan Oolong. Ultimately, the best oolong in Taiwan is subjective and depends on individual preferences, right? So, and it went through, it says, Wenshan Baozong, grown in the Wenshan area of Taipei, this tea is light and refreshing. Lishan, grown in the Lishan Mountains, this tea has a floral scent and refreshing taste. Oriental Beauty, also known as Baihao, is grown in Hsinchu County and has a unique honey-like flavor. It's amazing. It's blowing my mind in the sense that this is just, I asked it, this one here, right? Factors that contribute to the quality of oolong in Taiwan. Compile a list of factors that contribute to the quality of oolong tea. I didn't ask it this, right? This is what the AI is doing right now. Factors: terroir, location of the tea, cultivar, harvesting and processing, roasting level, aging. Some oolongs are aged to enhance their flavor and aroma. Brewing technique. Based on these factors, some of the best oolongs teas in Taiwan can include Dongding Oolong, Alishan Oolong, Oriental Beauty, Tiguanin. Grown in the various regions of Taiwan, this tea has a rich, complex flavor and a heavy mouthfeel. It went into brands and things like that, but this is just the start. This is just the start. And when I've gone into this oolong, and I've talked about it, right? So I've gone into this oolong, and I have to Bob. What was the first tea cultivar brought to Taiwan? Okay, awesome. So we got an amazing question here. So question 2, Bob from Cam here is, what was the first tea cultivar brought to Taiwan? I don't know the answer to this question. So I don't know what the answer to this question is. And so we're going in here. Kim brought up an amazing question, a great test. So it's looking at the various, so the task number 1, right? Search for the history of tea cultivation in Taiwan. Identify the time period when tea cultivation started. Find the name of the first tea cultivar introduced to Taiwan. Right? And this is the, again, the difference between an AI and the agent AI. So an agent AI does absolutely amazing things. Now, while this is finishing up here, what I'm drinking is some Alishan Firefly milk oolong, because I'm a little bit nostalgic. I really, really wanted to get fresh milk oolong. And I was going to do it today. Basically, I was going to drive around the island to do it today, but this year I can't because I have to wait another 2 weeks because of the weather. Anyways, let's see. It is believed that the first tea cultivar brought to Taiwan was the Qinshin Oolong tea plant, also known as the Oriental Beauty tea plant. Meh. This occurred during the late 19th century when the Fujian province in China brought tea plant cuttings to Taiwan. Hey, maybe that might be true, except for the Oriental Beauty part. Let's see if they've got search for information on the Qinshin Oolong. What is the flavor profile? The time period when tea cultivation started in Taiwan is believed to be in the early 18th century during the Qing dynasty. Yeah, not that good. The Qinshin Oolong tea plant. Most likely, yes. Right? So most likely it was Qinshin Oolong. Although I would say that there was, it's really hard to say back then. Right? It's really hard to say. But I would say it would be something like the Qinshin Oolong. Mostly because of, I forget the name of the rule, but it's the rule that the longer something has been around, the more likely it is to last into the future. Right? So the Qinshin Oolong plant has been around forever, and so it's most likely to keep going. Second one, Bob, what's your favorite tea type if you had to choose one? Here we go. I'll see if I can do the prompt. Imagine you are a tea drinker. What would be your favorite Taiwanese tea? Here we go. Let's see if it works. I haven't tried one of these prompts before, but let's see if it works. But great question. So it says, retrieve info on various tea types, analyze the flavor profile, recommend the tea that best matches the user's preference. So after retrieving information on various types of Taiwanese tea, I would have to say that my favorite would be Dongding Oolong tea. It is a unique roasted aroma and grown in the Dongding Mountains of Nantou County. Carefully hand-rolled to bring out the tea's natural flavors. Overall, Dongding tea is a delightful choice for any tea enthusiast. So there we go. The AI is all about Dongding. So on my tea sourcing trip this spring, I've got to head to Dongding and buy even more Dongding tea because that's what the AI says I should do. And then the second time it does it, it says, I don't have personal preferences. Again, going with the Dongding. And this one says, High Mountain Oolong. Overall is a great choice for anybody who enjoys flavorful and aromatic teas. Greetings, I'm AgentGPT. It says it's asking me all of these questions. Actually, this is pretty fascinating. All right, so it's saying, what I would like to analyze your taste preferences. Please answer the following questions. Do you prefer a tea, bold or subtle, floral or fruity, sweet or bitter, nutty or toasty? How do you prefer your tea to smell? Based on your answers, I'd recommend Dongding Oolong. But anyways, it's coming up with all of these things. And this thing is trying to figure it out, right? This thing is absolutely trying to figure it out. And like I said, I've been playing around with this. If you want to go and visit, it's agentgpt.reworked with no E at .ai. And it's pretty amazing. Yes, yeah, Cam, it's a decent choice for sure. And I have been playing around with this thing. I've been asking, how do you store green Taiwanese oolongs? And it's got about 80%, 85% right answers. There's a couple other things that I would add in, but more recent things, right? So this AI that I'm talking to right now is its brain is from sort of like the before times. Well, not quite the before times, but in the midst of the craziness, right? So 2021. And so it doesn't have certain ideas about things. I asked it, right? Because, I think there's actually a name for it when you Google yourself, right? I don't know if there's a name for if you Google or you AI yourself, but I did. Is Mountstream Teas a good company? And it came up and it did all the research, and then it said, yeah, it's quite a good company. And then, overall, I would recommend Mountstream Teas. And but I haven't gone in. I haven't asked it about maybe more controversial tea companies, like say, I won't name the controversial tea companies. But I am absolutely blown away by it. And if you are out there, I mean, you got to play around with these things. AI is coming. It is coming. It is going to be around. It is going to impact everything, right? And I'm not a tech guy. Well, I sort of am a tech guy in some respects. I can't code, but I've run my own crypto validators and things like that. But what's going on with AI right now is insane. It's absolutely insane. And what this thing has, right? So the amount of information this thing has on tea, I've been asking it questions. If you have any questions right now, throw it in the chat, right? Throw it in the chat. We can keep asking it. Like I asked it. Okay, how about this one? This is one I haven't asked it. How about this? What is the best Taiwanese white tea? So I asked it before, what is the best black tea? And it came up with like Ruby 18 and all of these different types of things, right? That's what it came up with. Now, this one here, I just asked it, right? So what is the best Taiwanese white tea? And so it does the same thing, right? Research and gather information, rank the teas based on the quality, and provide the recommendation, right? Silver needle tea. There's no silver needle tea. By how Inzen. Nope, sorry. So that didn't work for that. And it's just sort of it's doing, you can see right here. So again, if you're on the Instagram, you jump over to the YouTube or the Facebook. So what it's showing is Darjeeling white tea, Shui-Shen, Bai Mudan, all of these different types of teas that are not grown in Taiwan, or they're very, very rarely. So there is a space for someone like me, which is good. There is a space for somebody like me. What is special about Taiwan's terroir that makes it a good place to grow tea? Hey, there's a great question. So another one by Cam here. Let's see if I can just copy and paste it. Anyways, there it is right there. I guess I can't copy and paste it. So what is special about the Taiwanese terroir that makes it a good place to grow tea? Now, I don't think the impacts of AI have really hit people yet, right? But I don't think that it's going to be very long. I'm actually quite happy that I found something that it doesn't know. And so this is a great question, and here it goes. So let's see if I can agree with the answer here. After conducting thorough research, it has been found that the Taiwanese terroir possesses several factors that make it a great place to grow tea. ample rainfall, high humidity, high altitude. They're not exposed to excessive sunlight. So that's interesting. So it's talking about how if there's more sunlight for a tea, then the actual if there's more sunlight for a tea, then the actual taste of the tea will be less, which I've never thought about. But I guess that's kind of true, isn't it? I guess that is kind of true. And then this is one of the tasks it added, right? So this is different than the normal AI. This is an agent. It generates its tasks for itself. Consult with Taiwanese tea farmers and industry experts to gain further insight into the unique cultivation practices of Taiwan. Mountainous terrain, high altitude and cooler temperatures, and a variety of microclimates that contribute to the diversity of tea production in the country. Comparatively, other tea-growing regions such as China and India also produce high-quality teas, but Taiwan's terroir sets it apart by offering a distinct flavor profile and a range of tea varieties that cannot be found elsewhere. Overall, it is clear that Taiwan's terroir plays a significant role in producing exceptional teas that are loved by tea enthusiasts all over the world. But yes, so that's about what I'd say. And I'm a Taiwanese tea expert. This one as well, right? Taiwanese tea farmers are also use traditional cultivation and processing methods that have been passed down for generations. For example, the leaves are harvested by hand and processed using techniques such as withering, rolling, and oxidization. These processes are carefully monitored to ensure consistent quality and flavor. Overall, the combination of Taiwan's unique geography, climate, and traditional cultivation methods contribute to the exceptional quality of its teas. There is a blog post. I should be doing blog posts. I can just pull this out, put it up there, and I will have my I'll have my blog post set up for that, right? So I'll just be I'll just be oh my I it's this is just the start of it. This is just the start of it. And anyways, I think that's about it for now. Any last questions to be able to ask the AI? I'll keep the thing up, but maybe it can be a sort of an AI. I don't know. Maybe I'll pivot. I don't know. Should I pivot from T to AI? But again, if you want to play with this, it's just agentgpt.reworks.ai, no E in reworked, and you can go on there and play with it. Be very careful with the ChatGPT stuff. The guy who runs it is not to be trusted any more than Zuck and those other guys. But this one here, it uses the you don't have to sign in and give them your phone number and everything else. You can just jump in there and sort of see what the first type of these new types of agents, AI agents are going to be. But I think that's it for now. I gotta run. I gotta go to mail out some packages. Thank you to everybody who bought some tea. What's coming next for the next little while is tomorrow. It's going to be no AI tomorrow. Probably not today, but tomorrow for sure. In the lower elevations, like in Reishui, they're finally making tea. So some good honey fragrance black tea is being made. And so I'm going to go and help make some honey fragrance black tea tomorrow, which I'm quite looking forward to. So I'm going to just show up and start making the tea. And so that's the live stream that's going to be going for tomorrow. So not no more AI stuff, no more AI stuff. But that's what's going to be going on tomorrow. And yeah, any questions about this stuff, please let me know. I certainly hope that everybody out there is having an amazing day. and that you're doing quite well. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next live stream.